Joining us now, Deputy Director of the ACLU's Immigrants' Rights Project, Lee Gelernt. He was arguing this case in front of the appeals court. Lee, what is your reaction to yesterday's news?
Yeah, we were extremely pleased. Had the appeals court not done what they did, the government was threatening to immediately send hundreds more people to a Salvadoran prison, one of the most notorious prisons in the world, and they could have ended up there perhaps for the rest of their lives. So we are pleased that the appeals court did not grant the government's emergency request to allow them to continue these removals. The White House is saying they're going to go to the Supreme Court now and ask the Supreme Court to stay Judge Boasberg's injunction. We'll oppose that, and we hope the Supreme Court allows Judge Boasberg to do his work and continue, as Lisa said, with the preliminary injunction motion, which is on a fast track and scheduled for April 8th.
Have you been able to get information on each one of the deportees?
Not on each one, but we're slowly gathering information, and obviously the press is also. These individuals were hurried onto the planes. We had no notice. They had no notice. So we don't even know who they all are. I mean, CBS has, put out a list. So we're assuming that's accurate, but we're just trying to find out. I mean, they're now incommunicado in the Salvadoran prison. So we're working our way through any information we can uncover. And so far, what's being revealed is that many, perhaps most, have no connection to the gang. But I want to be very clear, Katie. Even if they are gang members, and right now they're just alleged gang members, we don't think this wartime authority can be used. Judge Boasberg said if they've committed a crime, prosecute them. If they're deportable under the immigration laws, deport them. But don't use this wartime authority. I mean, that's the question before Judge Boasberg, and that's what we're saying is do not use a wartime authority to send people away without any process whatsoever. This has only been used 3 times in our country's history, all during declared wars, the War of 1812, World War I, and World War II. So we don't think most of these people are gang members, or we're going to see whether they are. They need process. But even before we get to that point, we need to decide, can this law be used during peacetime? We don't think it can.
Lisa Rubin is still with me, and she'd like to ask you a question.
Lee, I'm aware of the fact that you are going to move for a preliminary injunction on sort of a new basis, that you've told the court that you'd like to submit a fully new motion so that you can more fully supplement the record and develop the factual record. Without revealing what you're going to attach to your motion, should we expect to see more declarations from lawyers and family members talking about the people that have been a part of these flights and why they are not alien enemies here?
Yeah, thanks for that question, Lisa. So I think that's what we're going to do. Obviously, if we had more time, we would put in many more and we'd gather many more facts. But we will put in as many as we can. But that's exactly right. But I do again want to stress that we don't think the law can be used even if someone is proven to be some way associated with the gang. But you're absolutely right. We're going to show that the lack of process means people who are not even gang members are being sent to this Salvadoran prison.
Yeah, and we have heard from family members who say that their loved ones, their husbands, their brothers are not a part of this gang. We've heard from lawyers saying that their clients are not a part of this gang, that their tattoos have nothing to do with the Tren de Aragua, and they have no recourse to get them back. They have no recourse to get them out of that El Salvadorian prison. Lee Gelernt, thank you so much for being here with us. We would love to have you back as this case goes through the process. Thank you again.
Thanks, Katie.